CES was so much fun this year that I even thought about making a video about GPUs. It was supposed to be separate videos to cover AMD and NVIDIA cards, but suddenly, without any announcement, AMD pulled out of their presentation. The partners who came with the models were amazed. And all thanks to Jensen, who presented the new DLSS 4 and frame generation. Since he states that a $550 card is stronger than a $1,500 card, AMD had no answer to that and simply backed out. But if you ask me, for a completely different reason. AMD has an official press release about why they didn't show the RDNA 4 cards in their presentation. And they blame it on CES, because they only had 45 minutes to show their products. If they cover everything they want, except GPUs, of course, they only have 5 minutes left for new cards. This statement is big bullshit. They already informed the public that they will present new GPUs. The partners came with their models and announcements. For example, the people from PowerColor, a company that only makes AMD cards, came to CES to present their RDNA 4 card model, and you don't, as AMD company, present them with the excuse that you didn't have time. If you had just taken Ctrl+F, typed AI and deleted from your presentation, you would free up 20 minutes. Not to mention that their mobile products are the biggest thing at the event. Everyone came for the RDNA 4 cards, for God's sake. The second thing they said is that all the test results of the RDNA 4 GPUs are wrong. All the leaked information, the drivers aren't ready yet, the partners do not have their final models because they do not know what to expect from the chip. This is the first time that the company has officially taken sides before launching its products. We've always had the political answers. We don't talk about performance before the presentation, before the launch, we're still testing, and phrases like that. What Frank Hazard said is a bunch of bullshit. None of it's true, a bunch of lies, and I'm 99% convinced that AMD pulled the RDNA 4 GPUs at the last minute on purpose because they didn't know what they were competing against. So, let's postpone our presentation. To be clear, CES is a serious event. It is planned weeks in advance, there are still holidays, preparation have to start very early. So, it doesn't make any sense to me that they only had 45 minutes to present all their products. If that's even true, in those 5 minutes they could have hinted about the RDNA 4 cards, that they will present them in 5, 10, 15 or even a month. But they didn't completely leave out the new cards. This is my guess. NVIDIA found out that AMD is not going to go first on price. Jensen said, screw everything, we're going to go with an aggressive approach. We're going to show our prices, we're going to show performance with fake frames. We're simply going to show DLSS 4 and its unrealistic numbers. We will show that RTX 5070 with 8GB of VRAM for $550 is stronger card than the RTX 4090, and they have shown that 4090 card users have already thrown their cards in the trash. There is no way a 5070 card is going to be stronger in native rendering without fake frames. AMD fell into Jensen's marketing trap. They just didn't want to do any nonsense with the presentation and did a great job and backed off. If they had better native numbers, they probably would have come out with it. To start the presentation with the fact that the fake frames are bad, they can't because they also have it in their FSR 4 technology, which they only locked to RDNA 4 cards, thus following NVIDIA steps. This means that if you want FSR 4 and DLSS 4 with the new FG, you have to buy last gen cards, as they are exclusive, at least for now. Put yourself in their shoes. Blackwell comes out on January 13. According to the charts, the cards are a bit stronger than the previous ones in terms of native performance. But these new technologies drive us testers and customers and consumers crazy because we don't know what we have. I took a little time to play with the proportion, and what I saw is that, on average, in native rendering, the new Gen will be about 20% more powerful, but it seems that it consumes 20% more watts, from which we conclude that the efficiency of the card is the same. NVIDIA didn't come out with fake stuffs, but they didn't even come out with the real performance either, because if they did, AMD would have an answer. You cannot come out and say that your 1970 XT, otherwise the strongest RDNA 4 card, has better or similar performance with the RTX 4080 because NVIDIA came out and said that the RTX 5070 chip is better than the RTX 4090, although we don't have real tests, at least not until the end of January. The only move AMD can make is to debunk the false claims from NVIDIA and move on with their presentation, or they will add some ultra performance low quality FSR mode that will increase FPS by 6 times and show a lot of poorly generated fake frames. That's what I would do. That's how you want us to play, that's how we're going to play. But of course, I'm not from AMD, I'm serious independent journalist. This approach is unethical, but there's no other way to fight. It will be interesting to see what AMD will do, but the fact that they completely withdrew from the presentation they announced tells me that they don't really care about GPUs. We have the best processor, but again, I think this is a move they could have made. This is why I don't like to test the new GPUs anymore, too much software processing. We don't have native performance to rely on anymore, because in those situations, games are almost unplayable. You have to turn on all their fake technologies for fake frames and play like that. Not to mention some games you cannot play without DLSS, you just cannot turn it off. It makes my job so difficult. This is from my perspective the short explanation of what happened at the CES event with the RDNA 4 cards. I cannot believe the move NVIDIA made with fake frames that they forced AMD to completely back off. Let me know what you think in the comments and see you soon.